Call the Law Enforcement Committee to order. First thing on the agenda is approval of the minutes. Do we have a motion? Got a motion? Got a second? Any discussion on them? All in favor? I'll open up for public comment. Anybody want to make any public comment? It's nice to have distinguished guests here today. Senator Rochelle, glad you could join us.
Thank you. Good to be here. Good seeing all that.
I'll close public comment period. I'll turn it over to the sheriff to go through his portion.
All right, the sheet I just gave y'all has a list of several line item transfers on various lines throughout the budget. Well, let's do this first. I need to approve the litter grant, okay? They have not sent me the exact number of calls that we're receiving from them. Last year it was $78,100. So I'd say normally it's gonna be the same. I just need that approved this month so I can get it entered.
Motion to approve the grant.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Now, all the line item transfers, it's just typical cleanup towards the end of the year, several, different lines in communication, law enforcement supplies, office supplies, from equipment to supplies, and, moving some money over into the drug and medical for the, jail. There was some money left over from a grant we got this past year, so that would be all the line items. I reckon we can do them all at once.
Motion approved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second for line item transfers. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
For the best of ways.
Yeah.
Yep.
Over the past, pretty much all of this year, we talked about how medical expenses have gone up, how, in the end, we gotta pay our bills. This, just to go over this a little bit, let me say this first. There has been a contract signed by the mayor with the hospital, agreeing to the 45%. And he did that last week. The last group of bills that we discussed, Tyler, they was paid at 45% offset. So we did negotiate them. Now, in saying that, we have, go over some figures over here real quick. Over the past, I'm just gonna say just in March, we averaged 22 inmates in the hospital just for the month of March. April, we ain't got them bills yet, so that there's more, okay? There's more in April than it was in March. We got one in the hospital right now that's been in the hospital for 3 weeks.
Did they get sick in the jail?
Well, I'm gonna tell you some horror stories. No, they're sick when they come in. These are new arrivals.
That's what I'm saying.
But this guy was transferred, we had warrants on, we picked him up, and it's a major charge, okay? The one that's been there for 3 weeks. We work every day with certain inmates. We want them in jail, but if they're gonna cost the county so much money, we want them out. But there's certain ones we cannot get rid of. We have to keep them because of the charges. And he's one of them, this person's one of them. The good thing about this, when our medical providers is working with Vanderbilt, he may have some insurance on him, so I think I'm feeling good about this one. But let's talk about the past month. 2 weeks ago, I had 4 people in the hospital at the same time. And that's for extended studies. And you asked if they were sick when they come in, apparently they were. One guy, foot's all swelled up, and take him to the hospital, you know what was in his foot? They left a sponge in his foot whenever they done surgery in East Tennessee.
So we shouldn't have to pay for that. That's what I'm saying.
I understand, I wish I could say that, but in the end, I've got bills to pay and I have to pay them. We have to pay them. We're all-
Did you turn it into Mike?
I mean, but the law says we have to pay the bills.
Oh, you pay the
We
bill,
have-
but we go back after that money.
Now, I'm saying that, any state inmate that we have, we do our best to recoup that money from the state. These are just county inmates that's coming in sick can be, and they're going in the hospital. But in saying that, the breakdown is, we're overspent right now. I'm talking to the finance office, $131,000,
In that,
in medical. Our monthly service with our private company in-house that takes care of all the minor stuff, okay? And they do well with that. We can't treat these major stuff inside the jail. Our monthly contract with them is $137,000 a month, so we got 2 more months with that. And we're estimating the cost of outpatient care for the next, till the end of the year, gonna be around $240,000. We may not spend all that. If we don't, we'll turn it back in. We're gonna pay our bills, and we're only gonna pay our bills with it.
How much have we spent since July 1st? Medical?
Pull the number up for
I'll
you.
have to pull the number up, it's,
Just a second, Tate. Yeah, y'all go ahead.
but just
Second,
like
second.
I said, 1.5, I think, somewhere around there.
since July? That's gotta be double. It's saying that it's a lot. It's a lot.
And, but, I just, that's where we're at. And we've got, again, we got bills to pay, and we have to pay them.
Make a motion.
Listen, I don't like sitting in here, okay, fellas and girls? I don't like sitting here asking for this. There's other things we can be doing. But in the end, I'm obligated to take care of these inmates and make sure they get the medical care they provide, that they need. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I can't say they can't go to the hospital. So,
We sure don't want somebody.
and I don't want to end up with a loss. Yeah, we can't have that. It could cost us more.
Make a motion for the budget amendment.
A motion to approve the transfer from general fund to medical dental services. We have a second.
I'll second.
A motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
How much is the fund balance?
25 million roughly.
And in saying that, I always go back and say that we got state inmate reimbursement. I don't know how much of an increase that is. There may be some extra money there. There's probably gonna be some extra money in, employee, where we had vacant positions all year long, and so, it's gonna, hopefully it'll wash in the end, but
Expensive
it's hard
business.
to feel it right there.
Expensive business to live in with.
Expensive and necessary, but I'm glad we at least got that contract
Yeah.
finalized.
And 90 days to pay. I think that was,
That was the
That
big,
was the holdup.
that was the big stickler, because of the fact where originally they wanted 30, 40 days, I think, and there's no way we can get our bills paid like that, because ours goes to a local, private provider, back out to us to approve, then to the hospital to get a insurance. And we got them to, and you remember when we first started talking about that contract, there was a lot of stuff in that contract we could not agree to. And they finally come around and got it where we can at least work with them.
He was spent between medical and dental services and drugs and medical supplies. He's spent almost $2.9 million so far.
No, that's what I said. It gotta be double.
The hospital should be very thankful that the inmates are in jail, because if they weren't, then the hospital wouldn't be
we
getting
get
paid.
anything.
Well, the only news the other night they was laying them off. Making that kind of money, I don't think I'd lay off anybody.
Any, old business? Any new business? Another motion?
Motion.